Now we come to the part of our service where we're able to talk about the message today. We heard a portion, actually, not the whole thing, from our rabbi. And when I read it, let me share the screen so we can look at what he was saying, because it's really so important for us. Many of us who are here, whether we were born a Jew or a Gentile, we went through Christianity. Actually, I think we all did. And one of the things that Christianity taught us was that Jesus, who was the God of the Christians, he was a peaceful man. He was a peacemaker. The God of in the New Testament was a God of love and a God of compassion, and always looking for he was the nice God. Whereas the God of the Old Testament, he was a God of anger. And most of the doctrines, the dogmas that we learned in Christianity, which went against the Torah, just showed me so clearly that the only way to be able to teach these and to have them believed was to say that the Torah was no longer valid. So if you will allow me, let me share the screen just for a minute and go back to the portion that Rabbi was reading to us. And I loved where it says here, it's also in one of the 10 Commandments. I loved where it says, and the idea here was that Moses had already broken the first 2 tablets of stone, and he was going up now to receive the second. He had to take in his own hand, he said, 2 tables, they say tables, but it's tablets of stone. And the Lord descended in a cloud and stood with him there. Obviously, this is an anthropomorphism. He didn't literally stand with him, but his presence was there. And he was proclaiming his own name, Yud He Vav He. We don't know how to pronounce it today, but Moshe did. And all our people knew how to pronounce it. And it says, the Lord passed by before him, proclaiming, Yud He Vav He, Yud He Vav He, God, merciful and gracious, long-suffering, abundant in goodness and truth, keeping mercy unto the 1000th generation, forgiving iniquity and transgression and sin, and will by no means clear the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children and upon the children's children to the 3rd and to the 4th generation, which is a period of time. It doesn't say here. What it says in the 10th Commandments is for those who hate him, and showing mercy to the 1000th generation, which it says here, to the 1000th generation for those who love him. So when we read that, we see so clearly that God is a God of mercy. Lately, I've been very impatient. I've been, even this morning, my daughter called me and she asked me something which she had only asked me, I think, for the 20th time. And I think it's called OCD. I have no CD. So no CD and OCD clash. And I just started yelling at her. I just couldn't take it anymore. And here I'm reading how God is long suffering and so much patience. I have no patience, and I am far from long suffering. I'm always yelling at people. And I think of my home growing up. My father was always yelling. My mother, was cowering. We just, I don't know, Jewish households are just not easy to grow up in. But we read these elements that God is trying to. He is like that. He breathed his spirit into us and he gave us those things. And now it's a process of, once we walk with him and we are willing to learn from him, it's a process that little by little we can acknowledge who we are, and then he slowly changes us. I know I'm not the same person I was 35 years ago. I'm not even the same person I was 10 years ago. So we're constantly growing and changing. And the time of Pesach is just such a beautiful time where we are to search our hearts, to get rid of the chametz, the leaven, the pride, because we all have it. Doesn't matter in what area, we all have it, thinking we know better than others. It was funny when Rabbi read the word fisha, and he said, no, not pesha, fisha. But really is, pesha was rebellious. And my whole life, I was rebellious. I knew better than anybody else. I married the wrong man because I knew better than my father. I didn't trust anybody or believe in anybody because I knew better. There's still a part of that in me today. And I have to constantly search my heart. Oh God, help me, make me more like you. And that's our walk on this planet. So it's really was a wonderful message today. It's short and sweet and right to the point.
It's almost like if nobody read anything else, like this nugget that we read today, it's really simple. It says it all. We have a creator who loves us and forgives us.
Yeah.
And there's not, everything else could be eliminated. Sacrifices, this, that. It's just simple. Turn to me. And that's why I always repeat this. But when I first had a sense that there was something bigger than me, God, whatever, I didn't even know what to call it. It was simply that. I remember walking down, I'd walk to work at this point, and I would just go, thank you. I didn't even know it just such a joy. It's so simple. And that's why I'm so moved by the simple things in creation, a dog, a horse, a flower. It's such a happy, incredible thing, So
yes,
yeah.
Yes, I wanted to. It's always listening to Rabbi. It's so rejuvenated. Like
yes,
it makes you think, and it changes you. It puts you back. Where sometimes you go to in the clouds, but it puts you back down into in track. Your track. But let's think about, if we believe that our creator is a God of mercy, is a God of love, is a God of of love, and cares about us, then we read in the Torah how he told Abraham that he will be slave for 400 years in Egypt, right? So now you think, well, if you think about it, well, how could such a thing be something good for Israel in any shape or form? You have freedom. Suddenly, you have to go to Egypt, and you have to be submitted under another, another kingdom, and another land, in another land where you don't know. But then we forget about why is the reason what the Creator make us go through all these things. Is because it's for us, for our growth. It's for us to develop, to grow, and to and how we develop and grow by knowing Him, knowing everything that we experience, that we have. Is a process that what does is elevate us more higher and more closer to the Creator. There is a lot of lessons that we learn, okay, through in Egypt. We see how Joseph was in charge. God put him in charge. We see how the Israel and Egypt both prospered, both had amazing. Well, they were in charge, but they were helping other nations also too. That they were in that period of famine and everything. But it's amazing when you can sit back and look from the back and see how the process works. When we reach to the point that we then understand, well, we have learned from that how important it is to be free, to be a nation where you can decide what you want to become, what you want to be, where you want to live, what you want to do. So and that process, in order to learn about that and to become so conscious that you understand that you got to protect this, that you cannot follow what other nations do, like the they keep the people into slave. They are all following the instructions, and they don't have the right to think. They don't have the free will to act. But now we learn that we are out, and we are starting again, and we are growing, and we are becoming. But then we fall in the trap again. We fall in the trap that we misunderstood the purpose of the Creator giving us these instructions concerning the priesthood, concerning the how we need to follow His commandments, and to the point that we develop, we missed the point of all that. The whole point of giving all these teachings and all, it's not to enslave us, it's to make us succeed, to make us advance, to make us grow more closer to Him. And as the Rabbi said, the relationship is important. But then you have, how the Rabbi talks about the contrast between the knowing the Creator and knowing religion. There are many people know a lot about religion. How to do this, how to read this. Oh, you have to read this for Pesach. You have to read this and that and that. You can do that. But the relationship with the Creator, there is, it's, where is it?
It's in the Torah, and the only thing that He tells us to do at Pesach, don't eat yeast. That's it.
Yeah, there's a lot of things, Peggy, a lot of things.
Yeah.
And one of the problems is that we have not taught our people to be responsible. We have not taught the people not to,
No, but sometimes we ourselves are not responsible, and it comes from our behavior.
It's part of us. We have been in a sleeping, like, that story of the Beauty and the Sleeping, until somebody kisses, or until somebody, hits your head, or you say, oh, I'm here. Oh, I need to do something about it, right? So just to tell you that we have become so dependent of our of the priesthood. Oh, they're gonna do it for us. We get stuck. That make us no advance, no grow as a human being, as in this relationship with the Creator. And Yeshua, when He came, what is the number one thing that He was doing? He was teaching about the relationship, what it means to be a relationship with the Creator and a human being, like
with each other. Exactly.
Yeah. So now, and what is the number one enemy of Yeshua in that time?
You're screaming.
Sorry, not that they priests were evil, and no, there was a system, and the system was set up there to the point that no one could do anything. Okay.
Two systems, political and religious.
Yes. And one, look to the point.
Can I say something
that
for 1 second?
Yeah.
Thanks. I have a friend who was so stressed. She was feeling so guilty because she's just starting to get her head wrapped around all the, Jewish holidays, and then what's religion, what's tradition, and what's Torah. And so she wrote me frantic. She said, oh my goodness, it snuck up on me. I wasn't ready. My whole place is a disaster. I haven't started cleaning anything. And I said, do you think they had time to clean back in the day? You think that they couldn't even let their leaven rise? Do you think they had time to clean every little thing and go with the feather? And I told him, you ever whip that feather out on me, I'm telling you, it's gonna be the last time it comes out. It's never. You have enough feathers with your chicken. You're at work all day, and you come home and let me see if you have any mess. And I can't. I just said I don't ever want to. We bring it out to talk about it. No, and we share with the kids why it's done. But if you get the essence. I know that, hun, but my whole point was, it's a beautiful teaching. For people to make it this really stressful, scary event, it's like, well, there's a lot more to take from it. So now, look at what I was trying to say before. It's continuing what I was saying is that we missed the entire purpose of everything that the Creator gave us, like the priesthood. The Levites, the Kohanim, in order to serve, to do all. We cannot, how can I say?
we were taught that religion, is supposed to be something that was invented, created to bring us, closer to God. If you ask anybody, any person on the street, you say, "What do you think religion is?" It will say, "Oh, yeah, well, it's what we use in order to get closer to God." But what happens is like it has become a weapon that has turned against us. To the point that we, by putting all our responsibility and not being responsible at all, and our rabbi always told us to be responsible, and
Yeah, but what does that look like on a day-to-day basis? It looks like, from a little conversation that we had before we started the service, was having enough gas for the generator. It's little things. Making sure that our homes are running smoothly, making sure that if somebody is in need around us and doesn't have it, we're there. We're to love our neighbors as ourselves, taking care of each other. It's very practical. It's not up in the air. I know the New Age is wonderful about that. Religion is wonderful about that, but it's practical everyday life and helping each other in our community.
And if they take that practicality from you, that you cannot do anything, others has to do it for you because you are not capable. Not only you are taking away the free will that God has given to that individual, that man, because it's a man, it was created at the same image, either Jew or Gentile, whatever the other people has created in order to excuse. To create excuses so that they can do whatever their agenda is on there, No, they are all one people that they are not awakened, okay, that the soul they're not yet developed enough. They have not awakened to the understanding of God, and because they are still in the process, but
the same system that existed. Yes, Brian, you want to say something?
About the rabbit that the teacher has, and she has to quarantine the rabbit for a certain number of period. Then she can take the rabbit with her wherever she travels. She's gonna have the papers that say.
No, but Brian, she can't take the rabbit on the plane everywhere. She can't take anyway. But that's
once you get it quarantined by the vets, you have to go in and quarantine the rabbit, and after so many days. And
Brian, what does that have to do with the portion?
Because what does it have to do with the portion? She doesn't have to give up the rabbit.
Be kind to your rabbit as you would to yourself.
Exactly. And be kind to your chickens and your rooster.
Non-rooster.
And your rooster, the male rooster. We have to fix him up. We have to make a shit up. Get him a wife. He's lonely. Oh my goodness.
It is true that there are some that they are, because when the Creator chooses some individuals to do a specific job, it's because the Creator itself already prepared them. They know them. They know their souls. They know that they are very, they know their hearts, and they know that they're going to do specific. Remember, God is in the past and is in the present and is in the future. He knows the result of what is happening right now and the future. He knows everything. It's all connected. He's connected. So he knows exactly every one of us, and he knows which person that will succeed. So now when you know that, and you see how in the story, we have many stories in the Torah that talks about, oh, he chose him, but he didn't choose that, but that one got upset, and it did something. Then it makes the thing worse. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
I'm trying to say it's just there is a way of allowing the Creator, allowing things to happen, trusting him, and that's it. It's just
it was a beautiful message.
Yeah.
And when Yeshua lived at a time very similar to the time we're living in now, where today the religious systems are tremendous. You have all these big religions, even our religion, our community, our hardest to teach what's called biblical Judaism, which is very different than rabbinic Judaism. The rabbis are, have unwittingly in many ways, set up a system that they want to protect the people, but they've set up a system of so many rules and regulations around the holidays and around that people just get fed up and they just don't want to do it. So they walk away from God. The same thing was happening at the time of Yeshua. And then there's the political systems. If we look at the systems in the world today, the political system, the pharmaceutical systems, the medical systems, they're all huge systems that all take the control away from the average person. And, when you talk about, Angel, a responsibility, you're right. We have to learn, first of all, if you're looking about our health system, we have to learn how to be responsible for our own health. What do we eat? Are we taking care of ourselves? Are we over anxious? Are we stressed? Are we exercising? We have to be responsible. Are we taking care of the people next to us, our neighbors? When it comes to the religious systems, God never wanted a religion. He's asking us to be in relationship with him as our creator. The same thing with you as a father, Angel. You represent the creator in your home, you and your wife. You are the creators of your children. And we have to help these children learn to have respect for our role as parents by doing the very best that we can, to teach them in the very best ways that we can. Whether they will or not is totally up to them, because at some point they are going to say, I don't want to listen. I'm going to do things my own way. We all do. But we all have a choice to come back. And that's what God is asking us to do, teshuvah. This whole idea of you shall know the truth and the truth shall make you free, as Yeshua said, the word emet, which was also in the verses that we read. Emet is a beautiful word. In Hebrew, it begins with aleph, with mem, and the middle letter is mem, and the last letter is tav, as our rabbi taught us. First letter is the first letter of the Hebrew alphabet. The middle letter is the middle letter of the Hebrew alphabet, and the last letter, tav, is the last letter, meaning that every word in the Torah from aleph to tav is truth. And when we can allow ourselves to read it, it's very easy to sit back and have somebody else bring us a message. But one of the things that I've been learning, because I did that myself when Rabbi brought us a message every single week, he brought a message. I bring a message once a month, and I find it a tremendous responsibility, tremendous pressure. This month, it's going to be twice. And I was thinking about, what he would do, and he would just read. And so I started just reading. The Wednesday nights has helped me also, reading through it and picturing what was going on at the time. What were these people thinking? What was it like for them there? How can we relate it to today? And then suddenly this poof, like these epiphanies, these things open up that all of a sudden we can understand by simply reading it. And then the next step is living it, because we know he gave us faith, emunah. We know it's a gift. So what's the next step after emunah? Well, what do we do with this faith? If I give you a gift, what do you do with it? Is it just going to sit there and you're going to look at it, or are you going to use it? So with the use of the gift, it's called bitachon, trust. The more we use faith, the more we learn to trust him, because we take a step of faith. And then we see, as Rabbi always said, after bitachon comes the understanding of free will, which is what he's talking about. He gave us a gift. We have the choice. We have choice. We could choose to obey him or not to obey him. It's up to us. And we look around at all the things that are going on in the world, and it's so easy to blame others. It's all God's fault. I just had a conversation with a friend of mine the other day about how her father and my father both came back from the war. They both Canadians. They fought in the Second World War, and both of them came back not believing in God anymore. How could God allow such a horror to happen in Europe? How could God allow the Holocaust? And then I said, but God didn't do it. He told us what to do and not to do. We did it. No, God did it. It was his fault. So easy for us not to take responsibility for our choices. Now, we didn't choose to have the Holocaust, but the world is choosing, even today, to disobey the Creator, to disobey his very 10 precious commandments that he gave us. In every single day of our life, we break them. The idea is not the fact that we break them. The idea is the fact that we refuse to come back to him and say, I'm sorry, I acknowledge what I did. Please help me to make it right. He knows us. Who do we think we are? Miriam always says that to me. Who do you think you are? You think you're perfect? Because you don't say should. You can't, there's no shoulds. You just do your best. And when you fail, go to daddy. Daddy will help forgive you. He'll hold on to you and he'll show you can start again. That's a relationship. Ancha, when your kids do something wrong and you give them a good patch and tuchas and you tell them that's wrong and they come running to you, Daddy, I'm sorry. Or Mommy, I'm sorry. This is how we learn. We're all going to make mistakes. And then the last part that Rabbi taught us is the kavanah. The kavanah is our intentions, which is the utmost way that God uses to judge our hearts. He knows that who we are. He knows that when we're trying our best and when we're not. So it's a beautiful thing to have a relationship with our Creator. And the emet, where Yeshua said, you shall know emet, the truth, and emet, the truth, will make you free. What does it mean? Emet is the Creator. He's the only one who holds the truth. He makes us free. And then we are free from the slavery of our own mentality, the slavery of our own minds, our own past, our history, our shtick, our messes that we make. He sets us free, and then we can be so rejoiceful until the next time we do it again. And Pesach is a picture of the cycle that humanity has been in from the beginning. We live in a country like Egypt that puts us into slavery because we have chosen to forget our God. And around the world today, my people, your people, the world is choosing to forget the Creator. And we're going in the same cycle. When we had the Seder this year, I know for most of you, you didn't have electricity. Well, I was blessed to have electricity. That's because God loves me more than he loves you. I was so blessed. I can't tell you. This is the first time I've held a Seder in this home. And just setting the table and getting everything ready and cooking in advance. I did everything organic. I had 2 organic chickens that cost me $50. I didn't care. I was going to do the best for the Pesach. And I had all of those who had nowhere to go. Baruch was there, and Miriam, and Mina came. Mina, who doesn't know what's going to happen to her the next day because of her dialysis. And Rhonda came, and the 5 of us, we had the most wonderful time. And it was like darkness outside. There was this world was going nuts outside. Yesterday, every 15 minutes, I heard an ambulance or a fire truck. And here we were in Goshen. At 6010 Côte St. Luc Road was Goshen. And I said, my God, thank you for this day. Thank you for all your blessings. It was an overwhelming sense that no matter what is going on in the world, our God is our protector. He's watching over us, and like a hen covers the chicks under her wings, that's what he's doing with us. And all we have to do is say, yes, God, Hineni, here I am. That's what Pesach is about. It's not complicated. It's not about cleaning our houses till we go nuts. I've already been on a yeast-free diet for months, so I didn't have any yeast in my house. I was already taken care of. And it was just a matter of getting rid of the pride that we have inside and coming in humility before our God. And when we lose our temper, I'm sorry. How many times do I have to say, I'm sorry, Baruch, I've lost my temper with you? And how many times, Miriam, I've yelled at you, I'm sorry, I've lost my temper with you. I lose my temper with myself, so, but that's who we are. We're,
People say, well, I don't think I have pride. And they're saying it like this.
yeah, right. I remember thinking I didn't sin. Yeah, I made mistakes, but I didn't sin.
Yeah. People don't even understand really what it means.
No. Yes.
It's complicated. That's why, if you don't feather your crumbs out and you do this, but it's so deep and it's so simple.
Yeah. But at least I know once a year my house is going to get a good cleaning, because the rest of the year it's like it's a flick. I keep it nice, but once a year it's an extra special cleaning. Yes, Baruch.
I make a little sin.
You made a sin? Are you going to confess? I'll be your mother confessor.
I had a muffin.
You had a muffin?
After the next day on the Passover. Not the 5th, but the 6th, he brought muffin. Didn't have I ate a muffin.
Oh my goodness. You're going to have to take out your rosary beads and say 12 Ave Marias and give an extra and give an extra donation to the congregation for the muffin.
There's no yeast in muffins.
Oh, there's no yeast in muffins.
That's not true.
A chocolate
It depends on the muffin.
It was a chocolate muffin.
No, you don't raise the muffin yeast.
No?
No, you just put, it's because people consider baking soda and baking powder.
Baking powder is not yeast.
Are you sure baking powder is not yeast?
And
It's not.
You're not waiting for the leaven to rise before you use it.
Oh,
Exactly.
I don't make cakes, but
But you're right.
I made pancakes for breakfast because that's what we do.
Brian, you're safe.
You're
not
safe.
You're
You're safe. Yeah.
I wanted a banana muffin, but
Brian.
You can have a banana muffin, Brian.
although some muffins are like cake,
Brian.
some are like cake and
Our Creator love you so much. Okay.
Yeah.
That it's not what you do. It's not what you already, are part of Him. So whatever mistakes you make, He's always there and will be with you forever.
And we have to make it right. So next time, check the ingredients and you'll know. Look,
but don't
in
try to
religion,
eat and never pray, because it's first of all, no donuts.
Donuts have to have leaven.
Yeah.
donuts have leaven. So, right.
So you bought your matzos. You make your matzos with your peanut butter if you can eat. Or
Exactly.
You make your nice.
But some people say they can't eat flour, but flour is matzah. Matzah is flour. It's just the yeast you can't eat.
It's the yeast.
This is our tortilla pizza lunch.
Ooh, yummy.
No, geez, what do you show this now?
He just made it. That was Ben that made that. Ask
I'm
him.
hungry.
Yay, Ben. All right.
Oh, Ben is
He's our chef.
Is a chef.
Really? Fantastic. Gabrielle is my chef.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
He makes all the cookies, whatever. Oh, I feel like to make.
He also yells like a chef.
Really?
Yeah.
Eh? He yells because he has red hair. He's got a temper.
I don't think that the hair. No.
it's just.
Yeah.
Does Karen does Sandra have a temper?
Side of the family,
Does Sandra have a temper? Karen?
I can't talk about people.
Okay. Doesn't matter. But my favorite recipe is matzah brai. So I love fried matzah.
I'm gonna have that for supper again today.
Yeah.
Me, it's matzah crunch.
It's
my weakness.
What? Oh, you put chocolate on it.
Caramel. You can put caramel and you cook it, and then you put chocolate.
And you add some almonds.
Nuts or whatever.
Oh my goodness.
Look,
It's
Amazing.
dangerous.
Yeah, no, I won't make that. I can't do that now.
It's
Good.
dangerous.
Yeah. Well, everybody,
Just
Can-
before we go.
Yes.
Just a quick, because Karen, it's so hard to get in touch with you. If you are interested in this bunny, I hope she's still around to negotiate, but would you mind taking her number if I give you her number?
Yes.
Okay, it should be on your email. It's Flor. Her name is Flory.
I'll get it to her after, Miriam.
Okay.
Thank you.
But call Flory just to make sure that she still has the bunny. And then let me know and I'll get it to Karen.
Okay, but also look on your email because it is there.
I just did, and I don't have any new emails from you at all.
That's
Not even in
incredible.
junk mail. So maybe it's my email. But
Maybe. Okay. All right.
yeah,
All right. Well, I'll send it to her.
Okay.
I'll send it to her because we want the bunny safe.
Yes.
So enjoy the rest of Pesach. And next week we'll have Shemini. And so
Maybe updates where you find that email.
What,
You
sir?
can find the email about the rabbi in updates. You have the promotions, Twitter, and updates besides your regular email.
no, there's no updates on our emails. Not everybody has what you have.
Have a good week. Have a good week, everybody.
Yeah, have a good. Hi,
Bye.
Gail. Oh my goodness, you're growing so much.
Yes.
Wow, you're gonna make mommy have a new baby soon.
Stop it. You know, the cleaning though, when I have to clean up and I go through all their clothes, I get so sad when I give my last baby's clothes away.
Oh, well,
Oh my, it's a good thing he still cuddles me and fits in my lap.
yeah.
That's what because then
Yeah.
I'll have to be too old before you stop.
No,
sitting
that'll
on-
be forever. That'll be forever. And then you can cuddle the grandchildren.
That's right.
That's the next step. All right, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your Pesach. And God willing, we'll see you all soon. Shabbat Shalom. Keep Yanet in
Shabbat
prayer
Shalom.
next week. Next week, she's going for surgery.
Yes,
Thursday.
Right.
Yeah. So we need to pray for that. Etid, you're doing okay? Is your house finished?
Not yet.
Oh, my goodness.
If you
Wow.
could pray for Eli, his end of year testing is coming up for his credits and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot. There's a lot of testing.
Yeah.
A lot.
Okay.
3
we
hours at a
will-
time. There's like I think there's 12 trips to Rosemere.
Wow. Is he ready?
So-
Is he ready?
Yeah, but, it's when you're homeschooling, you don't know if you're doing well. I know he is, but he's stressed. So
Right. I understand. Yeah. Okay. We will continue to pray for him. And,
have a
and I think that,
Pray for Mina.
yeah. What did you say?
I'm making pizza.
You're making pizza and you're going to
Yeah.
eat the pizza. Me too. Maybe I'll go make some pizza. Yummy, yummy, yummy.
Homemade.
Yeah. Keep Mina in prayer. She goes, she's going to go to see a naturopath to help her wean away maybe from dialysis. We'll see. Maybe God will help her be healed. All right, everybody. Shabbat Shalom. Have a wonderful week. And we'll see you, God willing, very, very, very soon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Shalom.